This conference will now be recorded.
So this session I am discussing about auto mounting. So auto mounting, what it will do is it will automatically mount the file system in response to access operation by user programs. So we studied about, discussed about how the mounting is working. Suppose I have created one machine as a NFS server. So we know that how can we do the mounting. So I have an NFS server here, and the second machine is an NFS client. So this is a client machine we are using. In the first server, we know that how you manually mounting and all we know. So I have two systems, Linux 2 server. I have a share is created. When I go to etc exports directory, and we can see that one share is created here. Data 5 is created now. And also I started installed one program. I installed NFS utils. I installed. So I installed NFS utils. That also I installed in this machine. And I have to start the service. So systemctl NFS server, we can start it. So this all I prepared. The server I already prepared. So now we know that if I manually mount, this Linux 2 machine is my server. Linux 1 is a client. So I'm going to the client machine. So I want to mount it. So I can just mount, and I have to give the server's IP address. So this is a client machine. Server IP Linux 2 machine is this. So I'm taking the IP of my Linux 2 system. And we know that we can mount a remote file system. So in this giving a server IP I am giving, and in the server we have a data 5 folder I shared here, and I can mount it to local directory, MNT directory I can mount. So now when you go to MNT directory, so whatever I am seeing here, it is a remote file system I am seeing. Remotely we can mount it. So we know that if you want to permanently mount, I want to unmount it also. You mount MNT, I am unmounting it. So if you want to permanently mount it, we can add it in etc FS tab, we can add it, and last line we can add, and we can mount it permanently. So we can add a line here. So now what we are going to do, we are going, when we mount like this, so this is permanently mounted. So NFS is like a remote file system. So mainly we are using for sharing purpose and all we are doing. Like Windows, they share using Samba SMB. Linux we are sharing through NFS. And when we are mounting, it is like if we know Windows, they will do drive letter mapping. So this we can compare something like that. So if you don't know, it's no problem. So now we are going to mount it automatically. So what are the automatically mounting means? So when I do mount permanently through NFS, so every time this mounting is happening. So continuously this mounting is happening. So network is completely busy. Maybe the client machine, they don't use the server resource from server, but still this connection is already established, and a network some problem can come. So what they are telling we can do is we can mount it whenever we required. So mainly we have a configuration file. So we have to install a service. I have to install a service called minstall AutoFS. So this all we are doing in this client only. Nothing we are doing in the server. So we have to install this minstall AutoFS command. We have to install it. So it's the client side program. So then we have a configuration file inside the etc auto.master.d directory. We have a demo.autofs. This file name can be anything. So the last you have to ending should be with AutoFS. So in the server, I am going to create this file. So the file name demo.autofs, it can be anything, but extension must be .autofs. And we are adding a line here, shares directory, that is my local directory. So where I am going to mount all the remote file system. And there is a configuration file. Now I am opening the master file. Inside the master file, I can specify different files. And this is a secondary configuration file is there, etc auto.demo, and a folder also I shared. So now we can see that I have to create one shares also. I have to create shares already created, it seems. So now I have to open this secondary file, etc auto.demo. So this is a second file I'm opening. Opening this file, and I am telling, so if I added a line here, when I go to work directory inside the shares folder, automatically this servers in the servers data 5 directory automatically will be mounted. So the work directory we are not creating, but this is inside the shares. So why we are adding this line? we are adding a line like this. So what is the advantage means, if we go to cd m in shares, so there is nothing is there, but when we go to when we go to work means, what will happen, automatically the mounting will work. If you go to shares work directory, automatically mounting is working. So when I do df-h, what will happen, so this is the mounting is happening inside the shares work, we mounted it. So if we are not using it for some time, it will unmount also. You can give umount shares work. So shares folder, whenever anytime when we go to shares work folder, automatically it will mounted. So when I do df-h, now this mounting is not there, but anytime clients are going to that folder, mount shares directory as a common directory, and inside this when we go to work directory means, so not mount, so we have to, whenever we do have to go to cd mount shares work directory, what will happen, automatically mounting is happening now. So we can see all the files are coming. These are all the file located in the server. So when I do df-h also, we can see this sharing automatically happening. So if client is using the folder, then only it will mount. If we are not using for some time, we can unmount it automatically also. What are the steps we are doing is, I installed AutoFS and I created a master configuration file, that is demo.autofs, and I specified a folder. So this is my common folder, and we are going to use, and there is a different configuration file, secondary configuration file is there. So I'm opening the secondary configuration file. Inside that we are mentioning, if I go to shares work directory anytime, so this servers this server IP and the data file folder I can give. So in the servers, data file folder will be mounted locally to shares work directory. So this share directory we can give anything, and work directory we can change it anything, but this is the server's shared folder we are specifying, and we can enable it also. So that is the way this auto mounting is working. So it is an indirect mounting we are doing. So there is another type of mounting is also there. So it's idea about sharing. So sometimes when we add this line, you can when you are we added a line like this line we can replace with this option, server b shares and ampersand symbol. So here also we have to give star also. So here we give it mnt docs, and here we have given the path. But when you do to star here and question ampersand, this symbol here means, so inside the shares, if you go to any directory, maybe I am going to abc directory, in the server also they will check the abc directory is there, they will mount it. So it is some wildcard we are giving, any folder we are giving, it will mount like this. So that is the way it is working. We are discussing about auto mounting. So thanks for watching.